Hey, welcome back to the huddle. Sky and Style here, ready to go over week 7. So excited to be back. It's been a little time, but so much has happened since we were gone last time. Since we spoke to y'all last time, a lot of trades happening in the league, in the fantasy league, in the real NFL league. So let's let's
Absolutely.
let's dig into it. How you feeling?
I knew I was going to have to hit this slump with these bye weeks coming, but these injuries also is that Nico injury is really killing me right now. I'm going to lose 2 more straight weeks, so I'm just trying to endure, man. It's that kind of period, man.
Yeah. It's just a tough time. And spoiler alert, today's episode is gonna be all about bye weeks. So we are going to dig deep into that concept and how you survive and how you manage it. So we'll get into that main topic a little bit later. Let's go over these big trades, and we have Adams to the Jets, and we have Amari to the where he goes to the Bills, and I don't care about Akers, but he
Yeah,
go to the mini. It happened, but it's not really a
yeah.
big deal.
I could see Devontae going to the Jets as soon as Mike Williams slipped. Like as soon as he slipped, I knew people was getting I knew people was getting moved, people was getting traded. I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah,
um I didn't see the Amari trade going to the Bills though. I didn't see that coming.
I heard the rumblings that Amari was going to go somewhere. That he was
Yeah,
a concept of conversation of going somewhere, but the Bills needed a receiver. I knew they were going to add somebody either by the deadline or in the off season because they really needed a receiver. I mean, Keon
hmm
Coleman is not a wide receiver one. Neither is
damn,
Khalil.
let the rookie live, man.
He not wide receiver one. I mean, he may be wide receiver 2, 3 if he can get his act together, but he ain't wide receiver one. But I mean, at first look, I thought the Amari trade was gonna be like I was like Amari going ball. He gonna have a better season over there than he did in with the Browns. But we already know that when the OC changed over there in the Bills, they start being run
Running the
heavy.
rock.
So
Yeah,
they're not gonna pass the ball as much still. But I think that when they do pass the ball, it's gonna be a first read to Amari, if not going to Cook. So I think that Kincaid's kind of falling off. So I think that he's gonna get better looks, the same amount of targets probably, but better targets than he was
yeah,
getting in
for
Cleveland.
sure.
But I mean, Adams, I don't know. Adams, I feel like the Adams move doesn't really help Adams. It just helps more of Rogers than anybody else.
How doesn't that help him?
Because I mean, like, okay, so he was playing over there in not Oakland anymore, but in Vegas, and he was getting the targets over there. I mean, they weren't all quality targets, but he was getting the targets. But over with the Jets now, they got to spread the ball around between him, Garrett Wilson, and Brees. And Rodgers don't throw the ball a whole lot anymore. He's efficient with his throws, but he's in throw the ball a whole lot. So I mean, how much how much better do you think he's gonna do fantasy wise?
If he gets 3 more quality targets, that's a potential touchdown. That's potential 30 yard. That's like 3 more qualities for Adams is a lot more for the most people. So I don't know. I think it worked out for both of them. I don't think he'll have the same target share in terms
Hmm.
of getting double digits, but I think it'll still be good enough to make an impact. I think his value goes up.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so based on value and what we know them to be, I think um Garrett Wilson's targets are going to go down. I think it hurts
right,
him a
yeah,
lot. Um, I think it helps Brees. They can't stack the box no more.
yeah,
So like I think it'll even out. I think it won't be anything crazy, but I think it'll be
right.
definitely better.
It'll be a subtle improvement for it. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of like who in that team improves the most, I'm thinking Rogers improves the most because now he has another target to throw to, and him and Adams have that chemistry. I think Adams' stock goes up a little bit, but I think Rogers, if anybody really improves, is
Went up the
Rogers.
most. Yeah, for sure.
And Lazar goes down, of course,
hmm
and Williams might get traded back to the Browns. Who knows? Who knows? Rashid Shaheed towards meniscus. That didn't hurt
That's
me, but that hurt you, right?
not in this league,
Oh,
but
okay.
there's just another injury, man.
So this is how I look at it, right? So like my team's struggling too. I'm a 3 game skid. but I have hope because Rashid's out, so now Olave doesn't get his targets, and
Mm-hmm.
I got him back, and we'll get to that trade in a minute. But I got him back, and then so if you remember last year, at the same time last year, right? I traded you Dak Prescott, but the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys were doing trash the first 6 games, and if from that point forward, he had the best fantasy scoring of his career. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping the Cowboys after this bye week figure this shit out, and I can
And
get
CD
CD
go
Lamb
crazy.
right, start cooking in the second half of the season because the first 6 games they were doing shit. And I mean, if my biggest thing is just getting Collar and Harrison on the same fucking page. If this two can start producing, then my team can actually go somewhere. But until they start getting on the same page, man, I can't do too much.
I feel you, man. I'm definitely right there with you. So let's get into these trades and see how they've helped people.
Okay.
Shit.
So it appears that me and EJ trying to swap teams at this point.
Apparently.
For full disclosure, the first trade we made for CD, I initiated that trade. I want people to think that I'm over here just trying to take this man's team.
Please.
Like, right. I initiated that trade. Everything after that, he contacted me and was like, "Give me these players." Like, it was him initiating the trades, and I was like, "Well, no, let's work something out." But I wasn't trying to trying to do too much. I got CD and I was trying to leave it alone, but then you kept coming back, so we kept making some. I thought they were decent trades, but the first one was Aiden O'Connell for Christian Kirk, and that was just to kind of like it was bye weeks. I needed a receiver. I had a lot of quarterbacks. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Aiden O'Connell year long. I
Mm-hmm.
would be surprised if Minshew was starting again over there at some point in the season. So I wasn't too I wasn't holding them too in high regards. So I figured I'd let them go for Christian Kirk, who had a good game at the time.
Yeah, and I think hopefully his numbers go up. Like I can't see the Jags are just bad. They're
Yeah.
just bad, man.
The Jags
So
are not doing good. The upside is their defense is trash, so they
they're
will throw
gonna
the
need to
ball a
throw the
lot.
ball. Hey, but this is what also pisses me off. They take Lawrence out with
Yeah.
a shit ton of minutes left. It's like they need to be on the field. Like they ain't did nothing in 3 quarters. You think him not playing in the fourth is gonna make them better?
You need
Nah, they need
everybody
them
out there, bro.
reps.
Everybody out there.
Yeah, that's why Peters. I think he's gonna get fired, man. I hope he get fired.
Yeah. It's so who gets fired first? Peters or the Saints? The Saints was the head coach for the Saints, but Saints or Jaguars coach.
Peterson's definitely out of there. It's the Saints got the injury bug. Like it's just crazy. Every time I watch them play, somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Paulson Adebo just got hurt on defense. So it's
Bruh,
like
and I had him too. Like I can't catch a break.
what can you do as that coach? It's like when you losing all your best players, like they don't have a single starter in a skilled position except for Alvin Kamara that you can trust on offense.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like they lost their quarterback, both of their receivers. Like
Right.
so,
Yeah.
I
It's
give more. The Jaguars should not be this bad on offense.
but I wouldn't know what another piece out there too is the coach for the Eagles, Sirianni,
Oh,
because
Sirianni,
I mean there's the Eagles, but you expect more from them. So even if
I
they
don't.
do, because the team is stacked. So you expect them to win more games than what they're doing now.
I'm just a hater, so
Oh well, yeah.
I don't expect nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I want them to lose as well, but it is what it is at this point. So next trade was again with me, EJ. So he got Singletary, Tank Dell, Firemouth, and Richardson, and I got Olave back and Carr and Ingram. Now Ingram, I needed an upgrade to my tight end because Firemouth wasn't doing too much. I got Olave back, which I wanted him back anyway. After I lost Rashid Rice, and then Richardson to me still is like he could be a league winner if he gets it together, but he could also be trash the rest of the year as well. So
I just don't know what EJ's thinking with some of these trades. Like
really,
they're very short term. Like the value, like I didn't like the Aiden O'Connell. Okay, cool. You need a quarterback. But why would you give up Carr?
yeah, I wasn't giving up Richardson if I didn't get a quarterback back because I gave him already O'Connell. I was like, I can't give you all my quarterbacks. Like I need
Like,
I need quarterback
like
back.
we've seen the injury history with Richardson, and he's also just not a good quarterback. He'll get you some games,
Yeah.
but I think he's going to get hurt again, and then the story is going to be like Indianapolis needs to start looking at a new quarterback in the next year, But that's not important for now. But in the short term, I'd prefer Carr over Richardson,
I mean, I was
just from
glad.
what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints started off hot and they just kind of fizzled out, and everybody got injured. So I'm hoping that was all.
Mhm.
Everybody comes back, except for Raheem Shaheed, of course. I'm hoping that things start picking up again, and Carr can come back to
Mhm.
where he was at before in the first 2 games. I didn't want to give up Tank Dell because Tank Dell, I think, is going to flourish right now while Nico's out, and I need those wins right now. So I think for me, like short term, it hurts me because I'm losing all my depth, and I have like 5 weeks in injuries, so I'm definitely
Mhm.
gonna lose to him again this week. It's my 4th loss against it's gonna be against EJ this week, and I bet money Richardson goes off. Bet money he goes off.
It's either he goes off or he gets hurt again.
Well, I
What's
grabbed
the
Flacco
over
because
under?
Flacco got dropped today, so I was like, go ahead and grab Flacco just in case.
Just in case, and that's what I don't. Why would you drop him? Like, I guess maybe for roster space, but yeah.
If he gets injured and he's out for the year and I have Flacco, that'd be the greatest trade ever. Like, like that'd be phenomenal.
Have y'all ever thought about rejecting a trade and just being so bad?
Yeah, I mean, but I can't do that as commissioner. I can't look at it and be like, this trade sucks and reject it. As long as they're playing fair and both sides agree to it and they're not cheating, I gotta
Yeah,
get approved.
yeah.
But player value is so different for
Subjective.
it's so
Yeah.
subjective that I can look at it and say, I don't like this trade, but for them, if they think it's the best move for their team, even though they're delusional,
Mhm.
I gotta go ahead and hit approve and move on from it.
Mm.
Um,
So,
but
going into that, I think this brings us to the main topics of like bye weeks and how trades are skewed into it.
but
But
we got one more trade though.
oh yeah, we do, and I'm not a fan of this trade. Somehow, even his teams is cooking up.
Yeah,
He has
yeah.
been
So
cooking up.
hold on, this trade to me has some nuance to it, right? So let's get into it, right? So Eamon traded away. So first of all, what you guys saw was he traded Jamar Chase for Geno Smith, but there was 4 players involved in the trade. But because one of them was Sutton, but the game had already started on Thursday, so the trade couldn't be approved. The league wouldn't allow it to be approved. So we chopped it up into 2 different trades. So it's really Jamar Chase and Sutton for Geno Smith and Deontay Johnson. That's a full trade. Doesn't really make it much better, but that's the full trade. Now, the part that's crazy about this is, if you remember the beginning of the season, BK had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Cooper Kupp. And he traded away Jefferson and Chase, and for some reason kept Kupp. Like, out of all 3.
Like, this is just messing up the league. Like, these bad trades are just pissing me off. Like, it's okay for a couple, but it's been 3 straight weeks of like shitty trades. I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all shit together, bro. Please make better trades. Like, consult people. Just come on, man.
And Jamar Chase is a 4th, 5th round keeper. So I mean, it's like you just set Eamon up for a few years.
Right. Like, so that's why, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing for y'all no man. Y'all keep making shitty trades and
Yeah, man. That one kind of baffled me. I was like, bruh, why are we giving up Chase for Geno? I mean, don't get me wrong, Geno is playing really good football right now, but he's not I don't think he's a keeper. And Jamar Chase is a keeper for like the next foreseeable future. As long as no Burrow's over there slinging the rock. I mean, he's in a
right.
good spot.
What the fuck? Like,
It makes
it is what
you
it is.
mad because you're like, man, I didn't know he was up for trade. Like, I could have got him for something a little better than that, probably. You
Right.
know
I
what
could have gave you something better.
I'm
Like,
saying?
but
That's why I think it's so important to go in the league sometimes. And see, it's a gift and a curse to go sometimes in the league and say, hey, this player's on the block. So that
mm-hmm,
everybody knows you can try to get the best value for that player. But I think it
mm-hmm.
backfires sometimes because when more
Everybody's
people
gonna
get
lower the
involved,
value.
yeah, the value gets
Mm-hmm.
diminished sometimes. sometimes it's better to do a trade in the in a vacuum where nobody knows about it, just you and somebody else talking about it. Then you figure things out, and then people talk shit after the trade. But after that, it's already done. You can't you can't do anything
And
about
now you got to hear how bad the trade was.
it. Right.
It's like, man, you should have talked to somebody, bro.
Consult. Should be a
Right.
consultant. You trade consultant, make some money off of that. All right. Let's get into this bye week management. So we want to get into a deeper dive of the bye weeks and how we manage it and how we think it should be managed and the nuances around it. And just basically like how to construct your team around bye weeks, especially bye weeks and injuries when they compound together. But I think that let me ask you a question off the top though. When you draft, do you take bye weeks into account?
Hell no. I'm trying to get the best player.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, what am I wait? Oh, let's see when their bye week is. Hopefully, they got it at the same time, so it all go in 1 week, like we talked before. But
Yeah.
I don't account for it because it's going to happen eventually. So that's just something that you should just be prepared for in your mind. And like once you draft your team, what I like to account for at that point, I like to look at the weeks out, and that's when I start to try and like figure it out at that point. But definitely not during the draft.
Yeah, there's some places that I've read or listened to that people will say, "Hey, take bye weeks into account when you draft," and I'm like, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm taking the best player available,
Right.
and I'll figure it out later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit there and look at a player and be like, "Oh man, it's a good just spot to draft him," but he's the same buy somebody else. I'm gonna go ahead and
Right.
skip him. Nah. Because for me, after the draft, the first thing that I saw was that I had Kyler Murray, Harrison, and Connor all on my team. I didn't plan that. And so I said to myself, I'm going to go ahead and try to trade Connor at some point. That way the bye weeks don't kill me. That and the fact that I'm beholden to the Cardinals offense and that if their offense slumps, then my team slumps. So, I mean, that's still an idea of mine, but I don't know what I can get for Connor right now anyway. But that hurt me. But during the draft, I wasn't like, no, fuck it. There's Connor on my team too. I'm not gonna draft Connor. He was the best back at the time that was available. So nah, I'm not doing that.
So you talked about a team flourishing. How do you manage the bye weeks if the team's not doing well, and then you also have injuries outside of the particular players you have on your team?
That's a good question. Like for me, I try to think more of the long term. So for me, bye weeks is like, okay, if I come out the bye weeks and at least win half of those games, then for me, that's a good season. Like you start off the first few games, you win most of those games. When you have a full deck, hopefully nobody's injured. Go through the bye weeks, win half of those games, lose half of those games, and then come out the other side straight ready for the playoffs. That to me is a solid season, right? So I'm not going to try to like drop solid players because I have a bye week. I got a roster spot that's empty. At that point, I'm just throw somebody. If I lose, I lose. I'm not going to drop Jamar Chase because you know what I'm saying?
You can't be short-sighted.
Yeah. You got to think long term. But for me, like you said before, I try to manage it all on the fly, like a week to week basis, and I'm gonna try to make sure that I look weeks ahead, but I'm not gonna assemble my team to the fact like I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot because of bye weeks. I mean, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I try not to be short-sighted. I'd rather lose the week than lose a player for good. That's just where I think some people make mistakes. Not that many. I don't see it too often in this league where somebody will drop a player unless it's like maybe a defensive player. But at that point, it's a defensive player. You're not really pressed to get that. It's hard to manage the bye weeks when you also have injuries. That's when it gets to the point where it's like, I had a plan and I wasn't planning for you to get injured. So now I got a plan for the bye week, plan for you to be injured, and then plan like for the weeks after that. Like
get hit in the mouth.
Bruh, like I'm just taking my L's on the chin at this point and hoping, when my team is fully healthy, I'm at least, causing problems for people and I can make the playoffs at that point. But As long as I make the playoffs and my team is healthy at that point, that's all I really care about. And that's how I manage the bye weeks. I don't manage it just for that week. I always go into the week after that I'm playing, the week that I'm playing. So we'll be in week 6. I'll look at week 7 like right now while my lineup is set. I'm like, oh, who do I have to count for? And then I see the injury reports. I look at that going into Saturday. And then outside of the 9:30 game that's in London tomorrow, it's like I make sure to look at the 12 o'clock reports for game time decisions like Cooper Kupp, TJ Hawkinson, guys like that are on different teams. So the solution.
When you look at it, then you're looking at more of like, okay, I'm gonna look at a game or two, or a week or two ahead, and say, hey, which player should I pick up? So do you pick up a player? Let's say, for instance, this week is week 7. So let's say you look at your team at like week 8 or 9. Do you pick up a player now at week 7 to hold in your team for week 8 or 9? Or do you prefer to just wait to that week and then just stream a player who's maybe striking hot at that point in time that nobody has in their team as you see might be a solid player for that particular week?
I prepare for the week after in advance because I had 3 dudes on my IR, so I had room on my roster to be able to pick up who I wanted if necessary. Or I had like Cole Kmet. I don't really need him, but like who knows if somebody else is going to get hurt, or Hawkinson doesn't come back, or somebody doesn't come back. So I always try to look a week ahead and pick from there because I'd rather have them and then not. Like the league is so deep, like the players in the waiver are sparse that are actually going to have an impact, let alone get you 2 to 6 points. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather have that 6 points than 0. Like that can matter in a close game. So
what about trades though? So do you look at trades and say, hey, you know what, in this trade, it's like a 3 for 2 or 3 for 3 or whatever. I'm gonna get some players from you that I know I may need for like week 8 or week 9 or week 10 that may not be on my team after that, but to get through these buys and make sure I get some wins, I'm gonna say, hey, throw in this player here just for that extra bye week.
nah, not really. Just like I don't really do that just based off because the bye week is just 1 week. So like I don't need to value a player based solely on the week. If I'm trying to get rid of a player, I'm trying to get rid of a player for a reason. I don't try to like get a lower tier player that I can for cheap just to get through a week, because I made sure to stack my roster to be accountable for to have 3 quarterbacks in case one gets hurt. Or it's a bye week, and unless I have a major injury like to a quarterback, or I mean, there's only so much you can replace for players like Nico Collins, who are like, there's not many guys in the league that can replace that, just one person. So it's like I'm gonna deal with what I got when I got it, and fuck the bye weeks. I'm gonna try to make it through at this point.
It's tough, man. Man, this when you have players that are underperforming and you have bye weeks and you have injuries all in the same time, it's like you have, you win 3, you lose 3 or 4 games straight, like you're seeing right now. It's not pretty. So with that being said, let's look at some teams here. And who do you think in the league, out of all the rosters, the top 2 teams that have like enough bench players that are prepared, that are better prepared for the bye week, for all the bye weeks?
This one was hard. I at one point I was going to say Mario's team.
Okay.
But not anymore.
What changed?
Injuries, trades.
He trade anybody? Did Mario trade?
He don't got to trade for the other teams to have better depth.
Oh, got you. Other teams got better. Got it. Okay. Yeah. He didn't get worse.
Yeah. I like Ray's team.
For about, okay.
He got depth. If McCaffrey comes back, he got Chubb coming back. Like
do you think Chubb is really going to do something though?
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about that. This team just traded away Amari, so they have no receiving weapons besides Njoku on that team right now. So they're going to stack the box tremendously against them. Chubb's come back from like brand new
A
knees that
co-
he got from like China. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man has a brand new lower half of his body. You know what I'm saying? Like, how he's gonna? You think they're gonna stack the box with like 11 men and
hey,
dare
where there's a
and Dare
will, there's a
Washington throw the
way.
ball? I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's gonna be. So you rather have Jerome Ford than Nick Chubb?
I don't want neither of them.
I'd rather have a starting running back who's capable, elite,
Jerome Ford
coming
is
off an injury. I
capable.
don't care. No,
Jerome Ford is capable.
I said of being elite.
Nick Chubb, prior to his injury, was
I'm gonna
up
go with
there.
Chubb.
But Nick Chubb coming back from a knee injury this year. This
I
year,
wouldn't do it, but I'm saying the potential, the ceiling is there.
there's no ceiling.
Yes, there
There's no ceiling.
is.
He's on the first
So
floor.
you
He
so
has
you rather not
one
have
level
Chubb?
house.
You rather not have Chubb than to have Chubb?
That's a
You
stupid
telling me
question.
if you telling me if Chubb on the waiver wire right now, you wouldn't go pick him up?
It's a dumb question. Of course I would.
All right, that's all I want to say. I'm
That's
saying like I'd rather have him on my team. We're talking about depth.
yes,
I'd
depth.
rather
Okay.
have him on my team
Right,
than
but
not.
that's two different things. There's one thing, yes, I would have on my team for depth, but you said that he could possibly elite this year, and I'm saying that's not going to
No, I
happen.
didn't say he is elite. I'm saying as a player, individual talent.
Prior to injury,
So his
yes,
ceiling is higher.
he has a possible ceiling if he was to
That's
get
all that
healthy enough.
matters.
But what I'm saying to you this
You
year,
don't think
I
so?
don't
You
see it's
don't
going to
think so?
happen. No,
And we all entitled to our opinion. I'm just saying
it's
that
week
adds to it.
it's
That
week
adds to it.
7. It's week 7. I say they're gonna put him in for a few weeks just to run the ball a little bit. He probably won't look like himself until like playoff time.
That's what matters, right?
You gotta get there first, and then second of all,
If-
I don't
You
see
don't
him
think
being
Ray's team
like
is? You don't think Ray's team is going to make the playoffs?
no. I'm not saying that though. But I'm saying for the bye weeks right now, he's not going to help Ray in the bye weeks. So I wouldn't consider him as good depth for the bye weeks right now because
He's
him being
starting this week.
he's not starting. He's going to play. They're going to put
He's
him in the
starting
game.
this week.
They're going to put him in the game, but he'll probably get like 10 carries or something like that. He don't get like a full workload first game
What if
back
he
off
do?
injury.
What if he do?
He'll probably get re-injured. He'll probably get re-injured.
And look, I need the optimistic view. We know what he's capable of. Of course, he's in a horrible situation, but we've seen running backs in horrible situations. Not for such a colossal injury, but just from a depth standpoint, like I'd rather have it being as a person who has running backs in timeshares and bad situations, like
right.
no O-line. So like that's why I said he has the best depth to me.
He has okay. So let's say Chubb comes back and McCaffrey comes back, healthy, and I see McCaffrey coming back doing McCaffrey things a whole lot more than I see Chubb coming back doing Chubb things. Like to me, Chubb coming back right now is basically Jerome Ford. Like
I don't see McCaffrey doing McCaffrey things. Wow. Jordan Mason been playing too well. There's no need to put that usage on him, especially like with double tendonitis. Like I don't see him getting the same workload. Not till next year.
Is it Mason injured still though?
Man, he got a little shoulder. He be all right. They got enough running back depth where they won't use the same usage coming off of an injury that's like it's a super high risk injury. Like
but he doesn't need that many touches. He doesn't need all those touches. McCaffrey would do what he needs to do with like 10, 15 touches. Like it'll still be top 5 for like 15 touches a game.
But I think it's the threat of him not being in the game and they ride the hot hand. Well, they can't do that.
Nah, they ain't gonna do that.
Money.
Nah, they ain't doing that.
All right, who your team then? Who has a thing?
So I like Chase's debt. JSN. Okay, so full disclosure, I made my notes before the trades went down, I believe. So I had Khalil Shakir in there as decent depth until now, but now they got Amari, so now Khalil Shakir isn't so strong. But
you do got Pacheco.
Yeah, Pacheco coming back as well. He he has enough solid players on the bench, I think, to ride out this these bye weeks. Let me pull this
I
up
don't
real
like
quick.
that pick.
I
He
mean,
got like 30 quarterbacks and shit. I don't like that pick.
he got Love, Mahomes, Fields, Levis, Russell Wilson. Yeah, he has that's 5.
All right, man.
Well, I mean 4.5 because you can't really include Russell Wilson and Fields
I'm
as
gonna
one.
include what's on the roster spot. You taking up a roster spot, right?
That's true.
All
That's
right.
true. Okay, so my next good defensive or good depth team, I think is going to be Eamon.
That's who my next one was.
Yeah, Eamon has solid depth.
That's what I'm saying. His team cooking up. He doing what he need to do.
Yeah, you got Chase Brown. You got Stafford. He got Stafford on the bench, I think. Oh, he started him this week. He got Herbert on the bench, but Goddard, DJ Moore, DeMario Douglas now is doing his thing.
Luxuries, man.
And now you got Jamar Chase. Yeah, just maybe Eamon's team came up. That Chase, and then even texted me too and was like, "Should I do it?" And I was like,
What?
the part of me wanted to be like,
see, you know what? I can appreciate the consultation because at least he did it.
Yeah.
You know,
I wanted to, part of me was kind of want to be like,
say no.
nah, don't do that shit. That shit's horrible. He's getting over on you. Don't do that trade. But nah, I can't do that to Eamon. Eamon's solid. We talk a lot about trades and about value, and I can't do that to him. So I was like, bro, approve that shit immediately. Like, I don't see why he's doing that shit, but approve that shit immediately. Like,
Facts.
I would take Chase because he was worried about giving up Geno, but I was like, bro, you got Goff, Stafford, and Herbert. I was like, you have it up depth. I would take Chase any day over that.
Facts.
So who's your first worst team with worst depth?
Shit, me.
Put yourself down?
Yeah, man. That's just the way I'm feeling right now. I'm about to have 4 straight losses.
That put me down as well.
Yeah, bro. Let's just keep it there.
Yeah. I put myself down as well. It's bad. Look at your team though. Are you missing the roster? Oh, you got a lot of defensive players. You got two kickers. Why you have 2 kickers?
It was a bye week.
Just drop his ass.
For what? At this point, for what? Like, I ain't picking nothing up right now.
Well, it's Aubrey. He has been doing well this year. Yeah, I can see why you kept him. But that's what's hurting you right now because you have 2 kickers and you have 2 extra defensive players as well. So you
but
have
I
3
can't
spots.
give up Aubrey. He give me 12 to 15 points every week.
I see it. I see why I kept him. And you got Micah Parsons on IR. I can see that. I see why. But because of that, though, that's hurting your depth. That's why you're hurting.
Facts.
Isaac, Nico's in IR. TJ, damn, your whole bench. You got like 4 players on the bench for your offense. That's it. And they all on bye.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm done. I'm done.
Dak, Swift, Tolbert, all on bye. You benched Rattler, which is probably a smart move. Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I can't. I didn't put you on my list, but looking at it now, it's not. It's you were consideration now. Let's look at my team. My depth is hurting too. I got extra quarterbacks as well. Players on bye, players on IR. Carr and Lavi on IR. I grabbed Jameis just trying to hope that the Browns at some point bench. I mean, once you trade away Amari, that tells me like
you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're not playing for wins anymore. At this point in time, we're just looking to next year. So at some point in time, they got to decide, hey, well, we know Watson ain't it. Let's just play Jameis and see what he can give us, and we can draft around him for right now and get a quarterback later. But at this rate, they're gonna be probably top 3 pick. They might as well go ahead and get a quarterback next year.
Might as well, man. The Browns are the Browns again. So
I read somewhere that the reason why Watson was still playing is because the owner wanted him to play. Yeah, but the coach came out and said, no, all personnel decisions stop with me. But of course, he's gonna say that. But if the owner tells you keep Watson in, you won't keep Watson in.
Keep Watson in, right?
You want your job. I don't know. I got D Hop, which I'm not excited about at all.
Having a terrible team at this point makes it hard to watch football sometimes. I'd be
Oh
like,
yeah,
man, I don't want to watch this shit. I know I'm finna lose.
this is what happens, right? This is what happens. I get excited. It's Sunday. Games come on 1 o'clock. I start watching. My team start getting
The
blown the fuck out, right? And I'm like, fuck football,
fuck
and I
it.
cut the games off, right? And then
It's,
while I'm not watching it,
they
something
start
crazy
doing
fucking
well
happen. No. My team still loses. The team still some shit, but like, but something crazy happens out in the real NFL, where like somebody gets injured, and I missed the opportunity of picking somebody up,
pick us up.
the backups or whatever. And I'm like, I see my phone blowing up. And I'm like, who's these players get picked up? I'm like, oh man, I missed that. I missed that game. It's like I have to watch the games to
Right,
stay
to
on
be
top
up
of
on it.
things. But at the time, I'm like, I don't want to see this shit no more. Like my team is garbage.
Yeah.
And when you have 5 leagues like I do, and they're all losing, it's really disheartening. Like it's
Facts, bro. Ain't nothing worse than sitting on the couch like, bro, I'm not gonna win a single game this week, bro.
man, that
Not a
shit don't
single
work.
game.
Yeah. But when I'm winning, I'm like I'm in front of TV all day. Like let's
What?
go.
Don't bother me.
Right. Who's your other bad team?
Do it me, bro.
Oh, you picked me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was on your
We about
list.
to be on
Okay.
the same losing skid. Like, what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
mean?
I'm about to lose 4 straight. I got EJ from other
Hey,
one,
look.
but he getting better taking on my players.
Hey, a lesson learned.
I
So,
mean, nah,
yeah,
it's
I
not
don't know,
it's not horrible.
but it's not looking great.
I mean,
So let's get into these week 5 picks that we had. You know,
bruh, man. So yeah, so we last time we had to end things a little because we ended up doing the podcast early, so we couldn't figure out who finished the season or finished the week out with a win. So I of course lost to Clarence, and I picked Clarence. You picked me. Well, I don't know. Even beat you. You picked
which I said.
vice versa. And then we both picked Chase over EJ, and then BK over Mario. That was the upset, I believe we had picked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quan over Ray. And that was week 5. And then last week, about the same results. We both picked Eamon over me. That was an easy one. I picked you over Ray. I was wrong.
Too much faith in the bye weeks, man. I don't know why you picked you know what? I'm sick because I feel like if I had Nico, Ray wouldn't have whooped my ass, but I knew that was gonna happen anyway. It's just the way it was set up.
Yeah. We both picked Chase over BK, Mario over Quan, and then the last one, who's that? EJ and Clarence. And
I tried to go out on a limb.
Yeah,
I tried to go out on a limb
by yourself.
Yeah. And did that really matter?
No, you still beating me in totals by 1, 25 and 5 to 24 and 6. I mean, be right there. If I stop picking you and you stop picking me,
Too much faith, man.
Yeah, right. We might
Too
be
much
somewhere. That's what's hurting us right there. But
Facts.
spoiler alert: this week I'm not picking myself, nor I'm not picking you neither. So me against EJ, I got EJ.
Okay, I got EJ as well.
Okay, I figured as much. I mean, I can't do anything about that.
I got Mario beating me as well.
Yeah, I got Mario beating you as well. Yeah, because all your players are on bye. You get the Cowboys. A lot of those players are on bye, so that's gonna hurt you a lot.
Yeah.
You got Quan and Chase.
I got Chase.
Man, that's a hard one. I had
It
Quan.
is. That's a good matchup.
Yeah. I actually read that one and I couldn't figure it out and I skipped it. So I'm gonna come back to this because I can't figure out who I'm gonna go for. I picked Quan, but it's still I don't know how that new Jets dynamic is gonna do with Adams. But Chase is missing a lot of players. He just lost Raheem Shaheed. So he's weakened right now this week. So Quan could pull up the win. What's the projection? What's the projection total right now? 243 to 237. So yeah, it's real close.
Mm-hmm.
And then who we got? BK and Clarence. Who you got?
I got Clarence.
Yeah, I got Clarence too.
And for Eamon and versus Ray, who you got?
This one was hard too. I got Ray for a small margin.
I got Eamon.
Really?
Yeah.
I have Ray because Ray has Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers will have a big game this week.
I'm gonna just go with Eamon just because off the strength.
Now,
I like his players better.
Now, hold on though. This full disclosure, I made these picks before the Chase trade, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, let me check again. Let me double check that real quick. I might have to rewind that one real quick. Now that he got Chase starting, and he putting up shit. I mean, Geno is not there anymore, but still got Stafford playing against Oakland, playing against Oakland, playing against Vegas.
What Cup might be coming back. So
yeah, damn, I don't know now. And he got Cooper now, Buffalo. I don't know how many snaps he's gonna play.
Hey, look, man,
they're throwing the
it's
package
looking nice over there. It's looking nice over there.
And they're playing in Buffalo. Yeah, he got Kareem Hunt. I don't know, bro. I don't.
Hey, stick to your gut. Stick to your gut.
I mean, he got Diggs. He got Josh Downs, who's been playing well, but Richardson's coming back now. So Richardson
value down.
Yeah. So Downs may not be doing too much. You got Jefferson. They both got players off of BK play each other.
I can't believe he did that to his team, but that's a Mario came on here and said he had the best trio of receivers.
He did.
And he didn't get the greatest value for him.
Nah. At the end of the day, what I would have made sure I would have did was kept Jefferson and Chase by all means. If my team's gonna lose, fuck that. I'm keeping Chase and Jefferson. Everybody else can be traded.
It's a keeper league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now. But you staying with Eamon or you going to Ray? Or you sticking with Ray?
I'm gonna stay with Ray.
All right, man.
I'm gonna stay with Ray. But I had the right to change my mind during the game.
Facts. I respect that.
Okay, so we'll see how this goes. So we stopped doing the DK games. Why is that, Skylar?
I'm not a gambler, bro. Me and gambling, DraftKings, parlays, not me. And I don't like it.
You like losing. You don't like losing money.
Hey, who does?
Yeah, I mean,
I
was
don't
winning.
think I gamble.
My DK bank right now looking good.
Well, I'm happy for you.
So we'll scratch that segment for right now. We'll find something else to throw in there. But it's a good week. A lot to cover today. So thank y'all for tuning in. That's all we got for y'all this week. Catch y'all next week.
Good luck to your team, except when you're facing mine. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah.